Hey everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. This book was recommended to us by, do you remember?
Meredith, I believe.
By Meredith through Facebook. So thank you, Meredith. And we both listened to it. Did you listen to it? It was a really great audiobook.
It was a very good audiobook.
It was a really great audiobook. Okay, so this book is basically about a girl who... Grace. I knew that. It was about Grace, who basically was abused in her home and becomes pregnant as a result of this abuse. And to kind of hide this indiscretion, they send her to an asylum in Boston where she gets mistreated essentially, and events occur that she kind of teams up with this doctor who's kind of in the forefront of, what is the word? Like forensic kind of science, I guess. Like forensic science, like getting into the minds of killers.
He was like profiling. It was like profiling, yeah.
And so what he does is he helps her kind of get from the asylum in Boston and takes her to an asylum in Southern Ohio, which is loosely based on the Ridges in Athens, Ohio. And the two work together to basically solve murders. There's a serial killer on the loose, and they kind of use their profiling to figure out who done it.
So this is like the same thing I've had. I haven't read that much Mindy McGinnis books. I really enjoyed Female of the Species. And I kind of had the same reaction to that I did to this. That they're beautifully written. Like this is actually, this is like beautiful, like paint you pictures, beautifully written.
Yeah.
But she really does embrace the darkness.
Oh my gosh, her books are like the epitome of grotesque. Like they're just like gross. Like there is a guy, and oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about it. Like I'm gonna throw up if I talk about the guy that there's a character that's with her when she's like kind of in the dungeons of the Boston Asylum.
Oh yeah.
Who like smells things, but then like what he's in there for is really super gross. Like it's gross. I'm like getting all like nauseous just thinking about it.
And Grace's,
which is good.
Grace's backstory was just like, that was very dark and without giving any of it away. But it's beautifully written. It's one of those also, but I'm kind of like, is this a YA book? I mean, would you give this to the average?
They all want the like scary, gross. I think you could. I think this book was hard for me because I went to OU, which now the Ridges, or this is the Ohio Asylum, is part of Ohio University. So I've taken tours through there. Every Halloween they kind of bring out the Ridges, and Ohio University really isn't all about it's a very interesting kind of dynamic that they've got down there as far as people really kind of put satanic and like grotesque and like haunted onto the Ridges, and Ohio University wants more of like what really happened down there. But anyway, so the setting kind of was difficult for me, just based on like how it was described, and then also like Athens is such a small town, and it's not like really close to any large town that like if there were murders going on, like it would rock their world. And maybe it did happen, and it really felt like the setting was loosely based on that area. So it was just like this weird kind of battle going on in my mind of like what she was trying to create versus what like it actually is. Because they talk about Pomeroy, and Pomeroy is like one of the closest cities to Athens.
Well, and to me, I was just like reading it. I was like taken in because of the whole psych major in me. I liked the whole asylum aspect of it. I thought the character was interesting, and she had layers. You know what? Thinking about it now, she is very similar to the character in Female of the Species.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, it's definitely similar.
Completely.
I really don't have anything else to say. Like I said, it was beautifully written. I listened to it, and it moved fast. I enjoyed it.
I mean, the characters were well developed, and they were realistic, I think. I mean, I really think they were well-rounded as far as characters go. Even the kind of people that she meets at the asylum and kind of why they were there.
You should just read it.
let's do it. So our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we didn't like it, it was a horse because it doesn't deserve a horn, and it isn't magical.
Yeah.
Where you at?
I'm at a 4 just because it was so well written.
You know, I'm like reflecting on it. I'm at a 4 too. I did have a problem with like the very end. Like I think it went on a lot longer than,
it
needed to.
It did, yeah.
So it really probably should be a 3, but the audiobook I think really kind of knocked it out of the park. So I'm going to give it a 4.
That's where I am too. And that is where we are on A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis.
All right, see you around.
Bye.